Hello everyone, welcome back. Thank you all for watching. We are beginning at chapter 7 today, I believe. Although first, we have some items still to sell. I realized when I was storing all my materials in the storage facility that I have a few grease guns that I am not going to use, and also a fluorescent bulb board because those just keep dropping into my inventory. Need that 300 Meseta. Because I am probably not about to make another of the weapon anytime soon. Got a decent saber for sale, my friend. I believe we were a little bit short of being able to purchase an A rank saber if we would even be able to equip such a thing. I believe we could, although our attack is a little bit low to be able to do that, so that does put a bit of a damper on things. I, however, am not exactly wont to waste resources, but I believe in this case I will make an exception. Pick up this. A shotgun might be a good idea. That may have to wait. Oh, that's the pallet. I feel at the very least I should have a different elements tab. It will be fine. It is not an issue. I'm being quite silly to say otherwise. I'm not going to use it very much. It's going to basically be my backup weapon, so meh, and boo, and who cares, etc. No need to cube. So we go upstairs and we take our next mission. I wonder if we are halfway done with this game because we are on chapter 7, right? And that is how long the other game was. Yes, we're on chapter 7. If so, that feels like we haven't spent too much time with this. And I mean, the plot does appear to be heating up. There's some actual things going on now, so... We'll find out sooner rather than later. A bit of a change of scenery relative to, well, we haven't been that much on MoTube, I suppose. I'm overselling just how much we've been in that one location. Because it certainly feels like it has been a lot. Tim again. Back. Hey, we get to do some stuff with him. Neat. Laia, you seem a little nervous today. Or something. Well, I guess we don't have a good look at the face. Oh, I get it. She's a tsundere. What, again? We just had this plot last game. Good gracious, I hope this isn't a complete repeat. That would just be disappointing. That would be rather unfortunate, as he is friends with her on a personal level. I feel he might have a bit of an issue if something like this were to come up. He will absolutely thrash you, Laia. Do not kid yourself. Oh, what's he doing here? Yes, indeed. Everything is back to normal. Fella. I almost said friend and fella at the same time. That's a little worrying. And Leo is doing quite well for himself as well. Yes, we are. Well, maybe he's by himself. Well, it would really help if they told you at least a little bit of something so you know what to look out for. But... oh yes, the Illuminists, they're a secret society. Yeah, who would have guessed? It's almost like it sounds much like another secret society. Well, for a start, he used to be a huge racist. He also, I believe, attempted to blow us up several times in the last game. Well, it was friendship with Ethan, but I don't know if you want to go into that too much. Well, technically speaking, he did. He just didn't have much else to add there. But I have a feeling they're going to get into a fight later. Because that is kind of what Laia does. She just punches people a lot, basically. Yeah, some place like this would certainly be ideal in a sense to... if that's the case, because then it's much harder to find them, right? Opposed to right in the middle of a busy city. Unfortunately, I have a feeling that we're going to be dealing with these so-called terrorists possibly being enhanced by speed forms in some manner or another. But what is she doing all the way out here? Hey, we're here to defend her. Don't worry. Oh. I think that fellow is disappointed. I think they wanted to throw down. Hi, Karen. We haven't seen you in quite a while. Out of this group, only Leo is the only person she would know. But if you got to ask Laia, what is the deal? Oh, that's information that I don't know how well you would know. Oh, right. Abduction attempt. Right. Listen, you don't have to do every single police officer thing in every part of the duty. Are you sure that you would know? The atmosphere is about to get very, very tense. I don't have a good feeling about this. Yes, I'm glad we get to escalate the situation, and now we have to cause problems here. Great. Great job, Laia. You are increasingly not an interesting character. It will be fine, I'm sure. I'm really starting to quite dislike her just because, well... I don't know, I think you scared the shit out of her. Strange my ass. What's so strange about that? About her being scared of you scaring the shit out of her? What? God, you really are just like a cop, aren't you? There have been some problems with the Church of Yevon. Oh, pardon me. I mean the Communion of Gurhal before, but you are acting very strange. You don't have any room to say shit about fuck, Laia. You just stop. Please stop. And there's somebody's healing beam going off. Medic's healing weapon. I'm pretty sure it was just a door opening. Ah, yes. What was that you were saying about seed forms earlier, Laia? Oh, come now. They're not that smart. Let's just get into the fight and get back, I guess. I'm feeling as though Leo has the right idea here. Do what we're here for and then leave. Of course, at this point, Laia, I'm still saying that you should take the blame for this. Even though this is obviously not her fault, but I'm just... Why is her character like this? you go. Oh, maybe it's not even back. It's just a teleporter. It's amazing just how fast she kills some of these enemies, by the way. Really not leaving me any chance to get this EXP. Which I suppose is fair enough in a sense, because we are quite high level considering what we're fighting right now. Which does, on the other hand, make me wonder that if maybe I'm going through this very slowly, but just the sheer amount of chapters that have been involved, I don't know. It's hard to say. So let's switch to the bow so that that can regain some points. And then, of course, just do that. And we are being back attacked again. But we have to do this in order to move the area forward. You know, basically progress through the enemy waves or whatever. Okay, it's a teleporter. Those do not appear on the map, which is a little bit weird. Now is when we're going to move into a... No, we're just moving into cutscenes. I thought we were changing into a timed challenge here, but... That's okay. Same basic idea. We're probably going to get into one of those very soon. Disappeared? What? Huh? Now that is strange. Wait a sec, it's made of water, isn't it? So I'm going to suspect that it's powered by some sort of machinery, possibly one that is based on photon manipulation or something that has just lost power or something. If I'm thinking things through properly, which of course I don't remember a lot of the world building here on that level. Which, my bad. I admit that I have been very forgetful about a lot of this. Because I've found it often quite hard to get into a lot of this story. It's better than I remember it being, but I still greatly dislike quite a few of the characters. And, the gameplay is still quite good, and I like the monster designs and everything, but that's not quite enough to carry it in this way, I don't think. Oh. Here they come. Neat. Gained a level. So yes, that has resulted in this being a bit of an issue for me to really have a whole lot of memory for a lot of the time. Just because of that. So, sincere apologies to anyone who's like, well, how dare you, how can you forget this? And it's like, well, it's because I didn't pay it a ton of mind in the first place, basically. Also, that's an interesting, different model for that thing. For it being the upgraded version of that monster. I have not, to this point, seen that. So, nice. Yeah, you can see this thing is just not useful at all right now. But we're using it just to soften this thing up a little bit and presumably get someone else to get the kill. Yes. As you can see. Oh, those are poison emitters. I did not realize that until now. So, wait a second. Where is the other thing, then? Let me take a look at my map. I have a feeling I may need to cure that sooner rather than later, or just let Leo tank a death. Oh no, it recovers over time. I did not realize that. Okay. Map time again. This way, maybe? I hope I'm not doing something too stupid and missing a teleporter or something like that. Or maybe I have to open those to spawn enemies again or something. Which is what we had to do earlier. Non-timed version of this. So who knows, they might have brought it back. That was a very weird sound effect I just heard in the background. See, there's no teleporter. So I've definitely missed one at some point, surely. Because it looks like there's no hidden paths that I haven't missed either. Man, I remember poison in original PSO being very difficult to deal with. And in this game, it's just kind of there. Which is amazing in its way. That it is so viciously defanged. And again, status effects in PSO in general were kind of a pain to deal with. Seriously, where is the other path that I'm supposed to take in order to get to the other key here, then? What's the deal? I've got to be missing out on something, and I don't know what it is. Well, I guess so much for any semblance of a good score. Is it something that I have to goggle up for? Because, I mean, I will. I won't be very happy about that, but I'll do it. Oh, I see a green marker there. Is that going to have it? No, it's just a... It's just a random destructible object. Okay. That's disappointing. I needed that boost today, etc. Well, this is the exact same model, but it doesn't have that. This is extremely frustrating. Can I get a reset on this mission? Because this thing has caused me some consternation. And we can see that there's a target on the other side there that we can hit. That doesn't help us a lot because we can't get over there. Hey, can you guys let me reset here? No. Won't. Well, how the hell do you know that, Leo? We don't know how to get out of here. We don't know how to move on. There could be nothing behind that door for all you know. I sincerely just do not know where to go. I'm gonna have to get out a guide in a minute and see what that says. Because this is becoming quite a problem. Sure that won't do anything? Yeah, it's not going to do anything. Well, I am going to look it up, because otherwise I don't know what the deal is. Alright, well, typing that in has provided me... Okay, no, they're sub-guides, alright. Okay, so apparently there's 10 chapters here, so... Okay, so what I've just looked up is not particularly helpful, but we will try. As it said that the map doesn't help, but there's a path between two of the trees if you look for it. And I mean, I tried to look for it and I didn't find it. So, great work, everybody all around, especially at Sonic Team. Oh my god, Sonic Team is such a frustrating group of people. Okay, so is this supposed to be it? Am I supposed to be able to scan something here that will let me through? Because this does look like a door. I suspect it's something that can be opened with, just... See here, this looks like a place. Let me scan this. Preferably not with these two chuckle fucks in the way. Okay, no, I can see that there's the water barrier there, so... I suppose that it's not, despite the fact that I couldn't really see that before. That's the way back. Which is the path of least resistance, I suppose. We'll try that out in a second. After we're quite certain that it's not over here and not, you know, through a teleport or something, because that's always a distinct possibility that they could just be like, hey, how about we make this stage design as frustrating as possible? It already is, so they've done a bang-up fucking job there. This is probably going to be one of the, I would say, one of the more vulgar episodes that I've done on this entire stream, but all of them, I swear all the time, that is actually not going to mark much of a change. Can we, like, see that one target from here? No, I feel something is very wrong here. Not over on this side, is it? I pull that up as if it will help me. see, this looks like the place, does it not? There's a nice sized opening right down here. It looks like it should lead in there. And there's a tiny little chunk of map that's drawn right down there. And this basically leads up behind that door. Or that thing that looked like a door anyway. And yet that is not it. Okay, seriously, what the fuck is the problem here? Something is definitely wrong. I'm gonna go back to the end in a moment, and I'm gonna see if maybe the other piece of advice that it gave is something that is not meant to, if it was meant to apply here, rather. Because we did break something over here, though, is the problem. Oh, okay, I see. Yep, there it is. Fuck that guide. There are so many... God, So, this series, by the way, there are quite a few other games in the Phantasy Star Universe series after the Phantasy Star Universe games proper. And by quite a few, I mean there's the 2 Phantasy Star portable games. And I believe Phantasy Star Portable 2 Infinity or Infinite or whatever it's called has even more story that is not in PSP 2. I believe that I am going to make those donation goals, if anything, because this has pissed me off quite badly. Oh, also, if I have not stated before, I did find that there are only... pardon me, that there are only... Fuck, that there are only 10 chapters in this. Oh, okay, I see what the situation was over here. There's, that's why it's not really a door. Sort of looks like it. Okay, so that's our key 2 lock. Okay, so being shocked stops me from being able to take actions. I didn't notice that because that's not a thing that has come up before in any real combat situation. What little instances of being shocked I've had have basically been at the ends of fights, if ever. So, okay. There's not really a good indicator of that, I don't feel. Excuse me. Unlike, for example, in Phantasy Star Online, which I keep bringing up, I know I'm harping on it quite a bit, but it is indeed the game that we have to blame for the existence of this one. It grays out your action buttons properly when you are afflicted by shock or paralysis to indicate that you cannot do those things while you have that status effect. Oh, we're still doing some decent damage per shot for this being a weapon that's worth like 200 Meseta. I'm kind of impressed by the fact that this is not completely pathetic right now. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is not an ideal weapon either, but it approaches usability, which is admittedly rather impressive. Oh, this is a trap jail thing of some kind. They don't know how to let me out. I assume that you can just smash it and it will work. I was like, is this some weird teleporter? Because it does look very much like a teleporter. In a way that it would not in a previous game in this series that I've brought up many more times before. Yes, that's exactly how you use the English language. I swear to you, I am capable of speaking. I am just not good at it. At least not in the moment. When I have something prepared, although saying that, I feel I should take that back because recent performances to that effect have not been the most inspiring thing in the world on my part. I'm not going to actually post any of my bloopers from my most recent video, but let's just say there were quite a few. Yes, so there's one of those again. Well, Laia, you didn't save me earlier, so you're going to be stuck for now. Have a good day. Have a good day. Oh, wait. No, the other thing. Oh, I can't trick that? Shit. That's what I get. And I'm paralyzed. Snap out of it. And that was quite fast. Over here. Ah, yes, good. More Gazorons. They are not that hard of an enemy, but frustrating when they're in open spaces because of their movement patterns. Also, that crunch sound is so overdriven and distorted. It's kind of awful. I don't know why I'm going over there to try to complete the map. It just always feels like the right thing to do for some reason, but there's not really any real point to doing that. That's very silly of me. They crumple very unfortunate soundingly. But carefully. Oh, hey, that board... Oh, material. I thought it was a board. That's significantly less impressive than I thought it would be. Oh, well. It is what it is. It cannot be helped. And we can go through this way. And hopefully this mission is done soon. Or sooner rather than later, at least. I guess I'll photon charge and... Ow. That damage. The burn damage is intense, too. Wow. Alright, we got some of Magashi's henchmen's here. Henchmen's, yes, that's the word now. Henchmen's. Yeah, we failed miserably on time. Who cares? Lion-ass guide. Lied to me again. Careful before they activate their self-destruct mechanism. Which I assume to be a thing. Because that would be the case. Oh. Nope, just shut down. Good enough. Bullshit. Destruction of the Communion's headquarters, huh? Excuse my yawning, pardon me. Luck's got nothing to do with it, I'm afraid. Alright, let's cube. Let's do an item dump. Sadly, we couldn't get those 2 bits of red material from the 2 robot soldiers. Let's rebuy our photon charge we spent. Also resupply on these. Sell the things we don't need here. Like these. This, we don't need that. 2,500 Meseta we were just leaving on the floor. Alright, now head to the door. Save. And ooh, this is a structure that I wasn't expecting to see here, especially because it just popped in like that. Interesting. Alright. Now, out we go. Part 2. Laia doesn't do her best. She does her worst constantly. I'm willing to bet that dude is someone else in disguise. Just a guess. Yeah, unfortunately, these people have a big stick up their asses, so they don't want us to. They don't want us to go in, despite the fact that we would be quite useful for them, and yet. Oh, what can you do about it? You guys are probably not even. At best, you're carrying, like, B-tier rods or something. Like, come on. You barely count as people. Also, nice handgun. I'm glad they gave us, like, the most useless weapon in the entire game, really. And we got more of these going around. As you do. Hey, come on. You dudes are definitely carrying some more impressive gear than this. Come on. I've been around the Communion in the last game. You guys had some actual gear. Come on. I'm just going to walk to the ends of these areas just to make sure that if they do spawn any enemies, yeah, so we don't miss nothing. Okay, so I suppose that we can probably get through that by playing the pattern properly, but it's much easier to simply brute force. And I mean much easier, jeez. Nothing to pick up over here? Okay. Yep, we got some killbots in here. And this room is very heavily trapped. I have a feeling that it's going to prove useful to hit the correct switch in here. And it will not just turn the lights on. Yeah, see, there you go. Dropped a thing in the middle of the room. Lights. I did that because for a second I thought there was a shadow of some crates and I wanted to pick those up if that was in fact the case. But as it turns out, I was wrong about that. That... I've just realized that I have not at all this entire game used the mechanic where you can time your hits for increased damage. Like, it has not come up in multiple sessions. I don't think I've heard the crit noise since before I suddenly took that week break. Well, crit noise is not really the right thing because it's the heavy attack noise from PSO1, right? I really need to upgrade this shotgun, by the way. For anyone who's thinking it, you are 100% correct. I will get to it soon, I swear. Ow. Oh, I'm confused. Is that what's cool nowadays? Is that what's big in the streets? Inflicting confusion. And I see we got multiple teleport locations. And... not a fan of this. Alright, so this is gonna let these dudes out. And we're the only person who's alive on this team right now. Blood vapors. That did, however, also shut off the turrets. So that's nice. Oh wow, hey, I just mentioned that earlier and there it goes. Interesting. Funny how that works out. That was a lot of those that landed all at once, huh? Let me through, please. There we go. That's better. Oh yeah, we're out of power, huh? Fuck. That's unfortunate. Well, I was gonna say it's our first story death, but I believe that's our second. OCG list hit. Knight Assailant got an erratum. Can't target another copy of Knight Assailant now. I don't even remember what that does, so I'm gonna go look that up real quick. Graveyard, except this card. Okay, so it now just cannot target any Knight Assailants to send back to hand, right? So, yeah. I could see that, like, taking it off of the list. Possibly, yeah. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, is that removed the potential for it to infinite loop. Alright. Can we skip this? No, we just have to mash the button, I guess. Yeah, because otherwise there's got to be some sort of shenanigans that can be done with that, right? So changing that is definitely better. I also feel like it's more of a modern design in general. That is more like what Knight Assailant would be like if it had gotten printed nowadays, as opposed to way back when it was many years ago. Oh wow, that's a pretty big reason to have put that behind a ban list, or a restriction list anyway. Although nowadays that sort of thing feels a little bit like old hat in a sense. It's just that it would be good for infinite spell counters would be good for the most recent form of Exodia that I've been seeing on the last time I was playing Master Duel, which I believe I've mentioned this particular form of Exodia, where it's basically spam spell counter generation with Royal Magical Library, and it does a couple other things, like it plays and replays Chicken Game a bunch, alongside some other pretty ridiculous shenanigans to basically attempt to draw through almost your entire deck in one turn. In short, what I'm saying at the same time is that there's always a bit of selectiveness when it comes to which of the infinite loops are deemed to be, like, okay to stay in the game. But, you know, removing any of them is probably a good idea. I just, you know, maybe there should be somewhat of a depowering of the game overall, but that, I've been over that before. And of course, that throws me back to Duel Links and stuff like that, and Duel Links started to catch up pretty quickly with the more modern day mechanics anyway, so it does sort of make me question just how much that's actually a thing, right? In short. Yeah, I don't think that Royal Magical Library Exodia is something that is overbearing in terms of presence on Master Duel. There, of course, was... I haven't played Master Duel in a hot minute, admittedly, so I don't really know what, like, any of the ladder looks like. But, of course, the last time I played it, it was just, I was seeing Eldritch all the time, and eventually I got to a point where it's like, well, this has killed a lot of my interest in continuing to log in. Even after the ladder reset. And of course, there's also the fact that Master Duel, after the initial burst of free gems and free card points and stuff, it gives out things at a very slow rate that makes it very hard to, in my opinion, build large amounts of decks for purposes of customization and testing out. There should perhaps be, like, I guess, a grace period, maybe a minimal one, of after you purchase a card with card points, like, until you use it in a ranked duel, we'll say. And then after that point, you cannot return... basically, before that point, you're allowed to return it for full price. And yeah, I definitely remember Butterfly Dagger Elma and Gearfried stuff, because that was one that our play group caught on to pretty quickly, and we were all kind of like, this is a little silly in terms of what it can do. Because, of course, my brother and I played a lot of the fairly standard, we summoned the 1800 plus attack level 4 monsters, and that's it. Just play beatdowns and then just generic good stuff for your backline. And that was all our strategy was at the time. So Gearfried was a fairly popular one in the group, because it's like, well, okay, it can't be equipped, but it's still pretty strong. So that was... we noticed very quickly, hey, that's a problem! And, yeah, we definitely tried to get hold of that card, but we could not do that very easily. Well, yeah, but of course, good use of counter traps in general will go a long way for you. Oh, we're stuck. Dang it, we're gonna get surrounded, and we're probably gonna get paralyzed. Well, oh good, they can shoot us while we're stuck in here. Don't kill me, please. Well, they were definitely trying. We're in this state again. Well, thankfully our confusion did not last very long, so there's that going for us. was gonna say, let's try going a different way first, but it seems they really don't want me to do that. That just sends us back. Cool. I'm glad. Damn it. Okay, so let me guess that there's only the one correct way to go here. Which means we're going to go over here, and we're going to start doing this. And we're going to run out of shots right away, because our photon points are that low. Which, oops. Unfortunately, sir, you are not going to be moving in any really useful way here. Because you do not carry a single ranged weapon with you. Back out we go. Ouch. It was even a really loud sound. Take these guys out. Yeah, oh, I forgot about Magical Marionette being a thing. That was a card that was really, really gross, if I remember correctly, also. Heal before the burn takes us out. That's right, I was hitting the wrong button. Flamethrower is still active. God. They're giving us quite a cluster of enemies to deal with here. Things are getting a little bit tight. Well, neat. It sounds like that's going well for everyone already, so if you're having fun, that's the important part. Avoid that. Teleporter. Okay, I see. Oh, we didn't have to rescue Leo because he's dead. He'll be up in a minute or so. Oh boy, that's just not nice. Yeah, let's do a charge. Get a heal. See, on the other hand, that is imagining me. That has me imagining, like, some sort of cyborg or otherwise a robot selling off parts of its body specifically to be able to make money and yeah. Well, that makes up for our performance at the beginning of this quest. That's much better. Ooh, we got a decent unit. We got a skill disc that I think we already have. All right, so I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about the holdup. Let's get into this. Oh, they've hidden a bomb somewhere. Oh no, somebody's left a bomb in the Church of Yevon. Nobody tell them what's in the basement. I think there were bomb-type enemies in the Via Purifico area in FF10. Obviously in Via Infinito in 10.2, but 10.2 is a very difficult game to talk about sometimes for a variety of reasons. Oh, there he is. Again. There he is. I feel like I need... I should bring my soundboard back for people to mess around with at some point. Oh, that's just where they keep the engines. You might be asking, why does a temple have engines? Well, because why not? Or are we fighting the big mecha from... Yeah, we're fighting this thing again. Like we did in PSU multiple times, except this time out we're not timed. It is, however, still going to teleport a bunch, isn't it? What's up this shield thing? I was gonna say, which due to the fact that I don't know how to go into first person in this, if that's even a thing that can be done, I don't know how we're going to remove that. But it turns out if you just wait around for it, it will fix itself. That's good. And we gained a level, and we defeated this boss quite easily. Cool. That makes me happy. Well, why don't we take a look at it? It appears to be unchanged. The hell? This does sort of look like... Wait, no, there was no such machinery for siphoning energy to Mirai, right? It just looks like something that could be like that. But we do have a couple of dudes, and it's like... They set up like they're oriented like this in a specific way. Is this a thing that we're not supposed to see? Have seen? Are they in some sort of, like, sleep stasis? Don't like that. Again, I think it's, like, borderline cryonics or something that's going on here. This guy's absolutely not telling us all the truth. Oh, I'm sure that's something that will change at some point, because they could just add more options with regard to Digimon stuff. It could just keep going as long as they please in that regard. Right? Someday it may be different. Set up correctly? Yeah, everything's fine. Never mind. At least he's not Mr. Freeze. You are correct. He's certainly not speaking with an Arnold Schwarzenegger accent, that's for sure. What killed the dinosaurs? Not that impression, that's for sure. They would not be impressed with that. That much is for true. I feel like there's only so much information being explained here. Oh, so you don't know either? Is that what you're telling me, Ritsu? Oh, Futurama, what a thing. What a series that was. I haven't seen it. I'm telling you, the mountain disappeared because of a power failure, dude. We all know that it's made of water, so something just janked. Laia, shut up. They're not gonna go in for your, being the loose cannon cop here. It really is like that's absolutely the thing, is that Laia is the loose cannon cop and Leo is the good cop, and we're just an observer. Although she's absolutely right about this. Rutsu is pretty sus. And he basically has been, oddly enough, throughout all of the last game. Like, he absolutely was better than Dogi, but he still didn't seem like the greatest dude. Like, this level of secrecy is perhaps not necessary. A power system, huh? Shield. Yeah, that's right. The lattice shield is what we were using on the pirate ship at the end of last game. Retire. Well, all I have to say is that Buddy has to not, like, roll down the road like that. Well, maybe they are not aware of that. They seem to not be the most aware of a lot of things, so... Yeah, see, we're used to that at this point. Wow, we're being left in the dark again. Ruh-roh. Ah, okay. Yeah, see, basically, it was a power failure. It's just that somehow it was also a terrorist attack, and it manifested in a very strange way. I do wonder about that. I don't know that he's going to be clear. That's for certain. That's for true. We will be finding out things sooner rather than later, hopefully. But that is a big... We have to have some hope there. And first and foremost, before we embark on a new mission, we should see about upgrading some equipment. In particular, I'd like to have a look at our shield. We have an arm... That's a body unit. So that's not going to work very well with what we have. This is not where we wish to go. I forget sometimes the order of these planets, that they are laid out left to right in the order that you visited them in Phantasy Star 1. Asterisk, in the order that you visited the planets that they're based off of in Phantasy Star 1, pardon me. So, let us have a look at what's for sale here. Do you have an A-rank shotgun or anything? Yes, you do. Okay. So we can pick that up. And that will be our AoE solution for a good long while. That said, we need another, like, 20 grand for this, so we're gonna sell that as much as it pains me. Yeah, we don't need that, that's for sure. Do we have any boards to sell? No. We should be able to afford this now. Yeah, 65 grand. We're good. Alright, now back we go. We're going to deposit all of our materials, and then we are going to go back up to the Guardian's desk, and we're going to take the mission for Chapter 8. And hopefully I won't fuck this one up quite as much as I was in Chapter 7. Because, goodness gracious, I played that very badly. Oh. Right, I should have remembered to warp straight back to Guardian Barracks. I'm a fool. Oops. Back up we go. The Digimon series in general has had a lot of very unusual mechanics. Now that you mentioned that, I thought instead of the DNA Digivolve concept where it's two mons that are fused together, which is a thing from Season 2, I believe, instead. And yeah, compared to the little digital pets, there definitely was a lot of strange stuff going on. Also, we're not close enough to the desk by like a pixel. Oops. Here we go. We are on to Chapter 8. Right. It's just, I always think about how many more unusual mechanics they just keep adding over time. They had, like, you had to have the crests for ultimate form in the, very early on, and then they had the armors and all this other stuff. That's one of the main things that I remember about Digimon just in general. Is they just kept adding a lot of that. Right. That's... yeah. It added very much a video game sort of feel to the whole proceedings. And just to the general everything involved, so... Outside civilian will be a company. Interesting. No information. And yeah, that admittedly is a real concern. We don't know who they are. They could just be some schlub, or they could be a master marksman that doesn't work with any of the organizations whatsoever, pretty much. Let's find out. And what's this guy doing here again? Oh, okay, so he's being a creep. Great. Shut up. That doesn't really help, man. I don't like this type of character, which I believe I expressed before. But it's like, oh hey, they're bringing back this part of him over and over, even though they had other things they could do with him, theoretically. Yeah, a lot of that I do not remember at all, because for reasons of lacking accessibility to the series, I think, through the usual means. Keep in mind, of course, that my exposure was obviously starting out very early on when it became popular here in the States, not long after the event of Pokemania, running wild on you, brother, and all that. So my brother got hold of some of the earliest of this series with Takato and the one girl who had Renamon and all that. And it was only a little bit that we ever got to see. And then we stopped having great availability to it. Even then, we didn't have great availability to it via the internet, because early 2000s, LOL. And that is when it started showing up in, Tamers. That's when it started to be a thing. I think it started to actually air on television over here in a localized form. And so it became even harder for people to find that stuff online, because back then you had a lot of people who were perfectly willing... Oh, by the way, I guess I should keep skipping forward, because I'm not going to give a shit about the story in this section. Even if this is like the most important chapter in the game, we're doing this. So we had the earliest... I feel like a lot of people really did start to take stuff like that down of their own volition, instead of having to deal with the copyright police just doing it for them. Which, that's even telling, because the copyright police always, they mostly just target things that aren't that important in the long run. I'm pretty sure that I can still go on tokyotosho.info and find recent torrents for recent anime and stuff, and that's not a problem. Whereas a record that hasn't been on sale for 13 fucking years, they'll just kill that shit immediately just because, oh, technically we own the rights to it, but we're not gonna do anything with it, lol. I feel like I should check like how available like X Japan records or anything are on YouTube, because I suspect that that's something that could be a bit problematic. Because I definitely remember that EMI rather infamously issued a copyright takedown against at least one video of X Japan's content from their own YouTube channel. That's one of many instances of these companies just blowing themselves up. And okay, so buddy, we're here to have a talk. It is certainly a possibility, but as far as we know, it was an instance of EMI doing this, and they didn't apparently do anything to fix it, so who knows? Then again, trying to repair copyright claim issues on YouTube is an absolute, complete, and utter shit carnival. So, it is hard to say. Yeah, that's right, the atomic bomb from last time. What's going on, Ethan? What's the deal? Any info? Made in an unregistered relic site. Ooh, interesting. Well, that assumes that he's there, but... Let's see what's up. Are we bringing him with us? Yeah, we get it, Laia. You're the most boring cop in the block, right? That is absolutely true. In fact, this very game, in terms of online stuff, had a lot of issues with that are generally held to be a major cause of why Phantasy Star Universe's online functionality was brought down far earlier than intended. Because of a lot of miscommunication between Sega and specifically Sonic Team and the various international branches and all this shit, so... But yeah, it's one of the more well-known stories of things like that, especially among that fandom. If there's, you know, for the people who know about that stuff, it's like, wow, that really hammers home the level of incompetence here. Especially because, of course, a lot of Japanese metal and stuff is not well-known outside of Japan. It's mostly a bunch of weebs who know about that stuff, whereas the average American who is not a weeaboo, their interpretation of Japanese music is generally going to be either overly traditional or just the most hyped up on sugar and or crack J-pop that you have ever heard of. Whereas obviously it spans a wide variety of genres that are a little bit, you know, more varied than that, so... Which also shouldn't surprise people, because during the 70s, Japan absolutely loved a lot of Western rock and roll and heavy metal acts. You know, the Japanese folks were already pretty big fans of Deep Purple before they released Made in Japan, but that absolutely made them go apeshit about them. And so you had a lot of other stuff like that, and yeah. I could have a look at that at some point. There's actual plot going on. I feel like I should pay attention, and I'm a little bit less rustled about Nav now that he's not here. Hey, wait a second. Is he supposed to be dead? What? That's a big thing to drop on us out of nowhere. Whoa! That's really badly written. That's like, there is nothing to make you get this plot twist whatsoever. This just feels like they pulled this out of their asses, and I did. When I looked at that guide, it only showed information for up to Chapter 10, so I assume that this ends at Chapter 10. So this seems a little bit deep into the plot to just throw a sudden swerve like that. But maybe it's just me. And, I mean, I've been working on a project the whole past, like, 2 weeks about plot lines in Pokemon games. And genuinely, quite a few of the really good ones have some actually pretty solid foreshadowing through them. Like, as is the case with Black and White and Sun and Moon. Even Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon are a little bit decent in that regard. Meanwhile, this is just sort of out of nowhere. Like, oh, yeah, by the way, Ethan's dad isn't actually dead. I'm sure that we're gonna find out, too, that they're gonna do something to, like, invalidate that. And it's gonna be like, oh, actually, he's a photon ghost or something. Because at this point, we've had enough fucked up shit in this franchise that just makes stuff up. Oh, by the way, Ethan has a regenerating armor unit. So, smart on him. They actually remember to give us good control. You know, they're giving him good gear from what we had from the last game. So, I have a lot of appreciation for that. Let's check out our new shotgun, by the way. It's a little bit streamlined looking. Okay, so we got some poison pots here. Oh, somebody's got a problem. Crates. No monsters in here? Oh, can we just smash these the regular way? Of not really being able to aim worth a shit. Okay, then. Alright. Here we go, here we go, here we go. These things are ice types, but they're still taking pretty significant damage from these shotgun blasts. Again, we're getting our nice 3 hits up close. Oh man, and double sabers? They're really giving Ethan some of the best gear that they possibly could. They were like, hey, we need to make sure that this dude is absolutely equipped to the nines. Like, he may not be using top level or anything, but still. We're looking at some pretty good shit here. Oh, these things are not They're kind of no-selling our shotgun damage a little bit here. Although they're still taking a fair chunk per outburst, so I gotta give them that. Whip the bow, please. There we turn the camera. Yeah, those things just have really fat defense. So that's gonna be an issue going forward, I think. That's alright. This shotgun might be able to do pretty good work against anything here that's fairly small and not ice element. Well, even the ice element stuff. Alright, so we got Vandas coming in. These... Yeah, they're... We're doing good damage even against the ones with the shield arms, so... This was a pretty decent investment. Although, again, this shot is a little bit on the weaker side. Overall, I think we're probably reaching the point where things are starting to ramp up a little bit. And I probably should see to getting myself some better gear. Just on the overall. Oh, here comes this Phantasy. Oh. Destructible rubble? No, just looks like it. Alright, well, back we go. Back we go. You're speaking right now, Laia. That's not exactly the best message choice to give us for this sort of thing, then. Also, what was up with those little fireballs that were buzzing around throughout the room? That was weird. Hmm. Ah, we got another big boy. Okay, let's keep going. Oh, we got more of this type of setup going. Oh, we're gonna take a lot of damage coming in and out of there. All that for a little bit of those. Oh, interesting. I'd say how hard can it be to get one of those cards, but I guess if you're talking about anything card game related, the answer is yes. Yes, it can. Just yes. No further explanation really going into there. Just, hey, yeah, it's a card game. You're gonna have a bit of a time in all likelihood. Now we're stunned again. Fuck. Excuse me. Easy. I bet we're gonna come up a little short on time for that, though. Nope. S rank, nice. And we got, I think, a pistol. And we got a skill from Laia, because of course we did. Like, those are just free at this point. Yep. Oh, it's an A rank pistol. Oh my goodness. That is a big, big get. I'm surprised that they gave that away just so freely. That's the axe skill. Yeah, we have that. I still haven't shown off any axes whatsoever yet. I don't think I've seen any, for that matter. Probably just ahead. You don't know anymore yourself. Kind of hard to explain to someone that the current, the whole situation with the whole thing, that the current Divine Maiden is a body double who used to be his teacher and was also a former member of the Guardians, who basically had to do it because of all the terrible fucked up shit that happened. And the fact that the original Maiden died. So, yeah, I can see that being very hard to discuss. Alright, so I have that already, so we can just sell one of those. Oh, I have an ornament thing that I can sell. Nice. Alright, let's save. And onward we go to the next chapter. Well, next chapter, the next sub-chapter, rather. Uh-oh. That's not so good. I was gonna say, they have a very Magashi-like body. That's kind of worrying. And there he is. I'll be back in just a second, as we watch this dude's mouth continue to flap. Well, now that we've had some time to take in that Magashi has a chewing tobacco problem, we are back. I suppose you've got to do something when you're a robot. Oh, he's dead already, obviously. Oh boy, a timed mission, right? Meanwhile, Ethan is going to go punch him in his big metal codpiece. Or lack thereof, actually, come to think of it. It's okay, dude. We've killed you before. In fact, Ethan very specifically has. I don't believe he's necessarily going to hear you from here, Laia, but I appreciate your... I appreciate the one time you're not choosing to yell, actually. That's... Ugh. You're not taking this very seriously. It's Zeus. Well, judging by some of the designs that you can get for some of these robots, you'd be surprised. That looks like him alright. Didn't we have Dr. Tom Rain on a mission earlier this game, so you should be able to recognize him, right? What? What? Why would you... For any reason, this isn't even just like, oh, do some heroic sabotage. It's... Why would you make something that you cannot shut down in a case like that if you are able, just in case somebody decides to jump the gun a little bit? And everybody having a call on their invisible cell phones. Trying to get some help from the rogues once again. Boy, Ethan, you are going to owe Tylor so much. Oh, Huga's having a bit of a... Why did you call and... Huh? I don't like that. Like, it's clear from what we've seen of the story that Huga's obviously going to turn into a seed form and we're going to have to put him down. Which, oh. I mean, again, it would be much easier to take if it weren't for the fact that Huga was such a douchebag in certain parts of the first game. That thing doesn't seem to be taking any damage. Guys, we should just get the hell out of here. Just run, Laia. I thought it was just a chain of misses until I eventually realized that no, it can't be. Unfortunately, they don't flag hits like that with miss or anything, because game design. Doc, how do you know that he came around things? I don't believe that very much. Alright, so we got the fireballs. So that's where we have to go when we're done here. Way down in Kokomo. Wait, what? Incidentally, I'm enjoying, I think, how our gun is just making generic gunshot noises. Okay, so here's the Seed Vanasse again, and where have we not gone? The only real option that I see is, like, the corner. And we don't have a way of killing this thing, as far as I know. Basically just an avoidance mission. Let's... Okay, here we go. We got this going again. Well, Laia and Tom Rain are dead, so there goes our S rank, I'm sure, because there hasn't been a single mission with Tom Rain where they haven't been like, hey, make sure you guard him. If he dies, you don't get max points, which... That's very unfortunate, to say the least. But sometimes it cannot be helped. Sometimes the game is just kind of a dick. Hey, Laia, can you go back to distracting the big dude for us? While the rest of us try to escape. Also, I think it throws Megid, which is great. I would prefer if we can't get one shot by it. But I healed at the very end, so that's real smart. Yeah, see, we lost 100 points because Tom Rain got killed once. Well, rip. Whatever reward we were going to get, it might have been good. I'm going to have to hope it was shit in order to be able to deal with it mentally. You don't have much waiting we can do, my man. It's him. Tylore's back to rescue us again. Pirate ship! Pirate ship! Pirate ship! Ethan is gonna owe this dude so much. And admittedly, I'm gonna laugh about it. Uh-oh. Oh, he's not dead? What? Oh, for fuck's sakes. Why would you do that? That's... Yeah, that's pretty not great. At least Laia seems to have caught on a little bit that something is fucky. Again, I was gonna say, I think the implication might be that those Seed Venus things are supposed to be Yuga, but that is clearly not the case, otherwise he'd be with us. And here's the doctor having some survivor's guilt. Oh, I dig it, dude. I get it. There's only so much you can do, man. It was the only chance you had. It seemed like the right thing to do at the time, but also... I mean... They could be mass-producing them anytime soon. I mean... Ethan did say that that was going to be a thing, right? Yeah, this is the thing that we knew about, right? And the fact that this is from the ancient era, and again, that it's basically nuclear power. Sheesh. I feel real bad for this guy. I guess there's nothing really we can do at this point, huh? Well, yeah, it'd be very hard to clear your name. You would probably be arrested on the spot, my dude. I don't know if quitting the Guardians is something that would let us keep doing the plot. We have to keep being the space cops, unfortunately. Oh, getting a phone call. Nobody wants to talk to you, Nav. There was a lot going on. There was, but nobody wants to talk to you, Nav. Fine. Nobody is interested. And the rest of us are fine with it. Oh, right. Ethan's not a Guardian anymore, but he was fine with it then. Hey, wow, Tyler didn't participate in this mission outside of the plot, but we can summon him to our party now. That's pretty cool. I may have to check that out off screen or possibly even on stream, because I don't think we've had Tyler in our party in either game yet. So that is something that is completely unique that has just been added to our retinue of stuff. So, points there, right? I think that's pretty cool anyway. But for now, it is nearly 3 a.m. We don't have time for another mission, but I also don't have anything to dump out of the inventory. So, we're gonna do this last bit of inventory management, and that's where we're gonna sign off.